I'm Mark Saxton.
And I'm Code Red Lawson.
And this is Blue Collar Sports Talk, brought to you by 5280 Sports and Lifestyle. Couldn't thank them enough for doing everything that they do. And Code Red, it's good to have you back. Now, we are a day early. It is Thursday, the 11th, not Friday, the 12th. We usually meet up on a Friday, but Code Red has some travel plans.
Mm-hmm.
So we're meeting tonight early. And guess what? I couldn't thank you more because guess what time it is?
It's time to talk some shit.
Let's talk some shit, Code Red.
Nothing like a crisp Bud, you know?
I love it. I love it. And,
not Bud Light, Budweiser.
I love it.
Man's
I love it. And here's the thing, folks. So, I mean, obviously, we're out on the internet and we don't mind sharing. But Code Red, I would like to come clean, if you will. Code Red was in a spot. There was some health scares. I'm not going to get too far into it. There was some things that came up that maybe Code Red wouldn't be around as long as we'd hoped. But some tests have came back. Code Red is 1,000% healthy, 1,000% American beef, ready to rock and roll. And buddy, I'm glad you're healthy, and I'm glad you're ready to rock and roll with us.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Congratulations.
I appreciate it. Yeah, first drink here in a month too, so it's good to be back.
I love it.
It's good to be back. 100%, 1,000%.
Dude,
thanks for bringing that up. I appreciate it.
Yeah, no one would have hurt more than me. Well, I guess maybe your family.
Maybe
outside that, no one would have hurt more than me. No, I'm just kidding. Code Red, I'm glad you're good. I'm glad the doc said you were good.
Appreciate it.
Would love to have you here for 100 more. All right.
Cheers to that.
So, that being said, the madness is over.
Has ended.
And
another year.
I'm back-to-back bracket champ over here. Last year, I was the champ because SDSU went the distance. This year, I called UConn from the start. It happened. And here I am, number one again.
Hats off to you, Marcus.
Thank you. As you
also
so perfectly stated, I win nothing. So
we got to at least do like $10 next year. Can we do $10?
Yeah, next year we got to.
Like, why not? I brought it up.
Obviously, that's going to be the first year I
this year.
I put money on it.
Yeah, and you were like, "No, man, let's just do it for fun." And I was like, "All right, I'm already in 2 other paid brackets, so whatever. We'll do another one." And of course, I included my Marquette bracket and not my Purdue bracket. Either way, I would have lost to you.
Yeah.
So,
but either way, though, I feel you had a good bracket. Either way.
Dude, my Purdue bracket was solid. I was in a group with 68 people. There was only one other person with Purdue who was ahead of me. He was in first, going into the championship. I was in third with someone who had UConn in second, and I would have won like 500 something bucks. If I would have got second, if Purdue would have won, I would have got second. I would have won around 500 bucks. And it's disappointing.
We all knew though.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. UConn is just too well-rounded, man. Let's get into that game because,
dude, I mean, the threes, the offensive boards, the turnovers. I mean, everything. Honestly, Code Red, everything we've been talking about since jump, right?
Yeah, I mean, that was the offensive boards and second chance points for UConn. I think they are 14-9 on offensive boards. But one huge thing that won them the game, the coaching and the well-roundedness of that offense. 18 assists to Purdue's 8. I mean, we saw it towards the end when they had like back-to-back alley-oop slam dunks. I mean, it was just talk about blowing the top off the place.
I love that you talked about that. And I just want to touch on this too, because I had been talking about UConn's 3-point percentage from jump, 27.3% behind the arc. And that's in comparison to a 14.3% behind the arc within Purdue. I like I said, the 3 points, the offensive rebounds, Rebounds 35 to 28, right? Turnovers, they were even. They were even. Purdue had 9, UConn had 8. I mean, it was all won on what I expected them to win, which was the 3 points and the boards.
Well, and you saw how well they played against Zach Edey. They weren't double teaming him, which did not leave Purdue open for the 3 ball. Exactly. All the everything it was all on Edey, which he still ended up having a good game. He had 37 points. Still ended up with some good numbers, but overall, he just could not. You can't rely on one person to win you the championship in college basketball.
Agreed. And here's the thing, and I'm glad you brought up the point where they didn't double team Edey, because there were a lot of times where Purdue would double team Clingan, who's the big man on UConn, and that opened it up. And here's the thing. They have some shooters. They have some shooters on UConn, and they weren't afraid to heave it up. And more often than not, more often than Purdue at least, they were draining them. I mean,
more chances. I mean, they overall execution, the coaching, play calls, they're sharing the ball. You watch how they moved it around. You can tell every time what was Purdue doing, trying to get the ball to Edey in the paint. Every time. And then towards the end of the game, they started double teaming him, and that's when the turnover started. They weren't prepared. They probably were earlier in the game. And they didn't expect them to not double team.
Edey was throwing air balls at the line. He was frustrated in the paint. I mean,
looked tired a lot of the game too.
Yeah,
very tired.
UConn did it. I mean, UConn did what I expected them to do. Hats off to UConn. I'm still pissed. SDSU lost to them 2 years in a row. I feel like
what can you do?
You know what I mean? Feel like maybe, hey, this was our last hurrah. Who knows what SDSU's got in store for next year? But madness is over. Also on the women's side, Caitlin Clark in Iowa, not getting it done. They got worked.
Falling up short.
32-0 they lost to. So, I mean, congratulations to all the winners, for sure. What are you going to do? So it's a magical time of year.
Better luck next year.
Well, not for Caitlin. Not for Caitlin.
Yeah, no, I know. I was more talking to myself for the bracket. I'm selfish. I don't care about them. I'm selfish. I wanted to win $500.
Yeah, I don't blame you. Let's go to something that's wrapping up rapidly. Wrapping up rapidly is the NHL. Some exciting hockey left, at least in the East. I'm going to lead us off here. At least in the East, because hey, there's a playoff spot still very well open. Listen, you got Boston, Florida, Toronto, the Rangers, and Carolina that locked it in. Okay, you got the Islanders holding in that last spot in the Metropolitan. And for wild card, listen, you got Tampa Bay, who's already clinched. Okay. You've got Pittsburgh, Washington, Detroit, and Philly in that order. Folks, we're in for some fireworks. Now, listen, tonight, the Wings lost to the Penguins in overtime. The Wings got a very much needed point. Fuck you, Cody.
They still got a point.
The Wings got a very much needed point. Listen, we're sitting at 85 with the Caps, who lost. Thank goodness. And the Flyers, who are also at 85. We needed that second point. Oh well, shit happens. You lost an OT. We still got a point. Doesn't matter. So for the last 8 games, you've got Washington, Detroit, and Philly all tied at 85 points. Listen, okay, I'm gonna bring this up to the Red Wings schedule. Are you ready for this?
Let's hear it.
All we have left are the make-believes. They're going to be tough. I'm not going to lie. But I'm still talk shit. Right? You've got,
of course.
You've got the Montreal Canadiens, both home and away. That's going to be something fierce. Right? It's going to be something fierce. We have a shot. in my opinion, I think we have an easier road. But Montreal's on a tear right now. All right, even though we're eliminated, they're on a tear. Here's the thing, though. You have the Caps who obviously didn't get the win that they desperately needed. They lost 4-2 to the Sabres, but they got the Lightning, the Bruin, and then the Flyers. It's a tougher road. And then for the Penguins, right, who holds a spot now, they've got the Bruins, the Preds, and the Islanders. Now the Islanders hold a division spot, not a wildcard spot. The Bruins, obviously, always tough. And the Preds, that's going to be their way out, if we're going to be honest, right? That's going to be their way out. They have a shot. And then you got the Flyers, who, if we're being honest, right, the Flyers may have it a little bit easier as far as nothing to lose. So they got
close battle.
They got
close battle in the East right now, dude.
They beat the Rangers. Okay, their last 2 games are the Devils, which they should win. And they got the Caps. So nothing better to leave it all on the fucking ice with an already in contention team, right? It might be something fierce. I don't know. I hope it's my boys. I hope we can turn it around. I hope we can fuck. I hope we can start scoring without giving up the goals. Lions doing a great job in the net. Lucas Raymond with a hattie tonight. Obviously not with the result that we wanted. Kaner doing his job. Obviously DeBrincat, Larkin scoring a goal. I mean, listen, I'm worried, but we got a chance.
You're telling me there's a chance.
That's what I'm talking about. Now
they got a big chance. I mean, pretty much playoff spots are set in place. I mean, you're just looking at who can sneak in, Can the Blues? I mean, the Blues aren't mathematically eliminated, but they're pretty much eliminated at this point. I mean, something catastrophic would have to happen. I mean, they would have to go on a tear here in the last few games.
Right.
So they got 3 games left. They got the Hurricanes, tough game. They got the Kraken, who always play tough, and they got the Stars, who are one of the best teams in the league, point wise and record wise.
Is that what I called?
So, dude, the Stars. I mean, it's a Dallas thing, dude. They're gonna be real good in the regular season. They're gonna fuck it off in the playoffs like they always do.
You have that argument now.
Dude, and guess what? That's what the Jets do too, the Winnipeg Jets. But they're my dark horse for the Western Conference, dude. I'm sticking with my Rangers versus Jets in the finals.
The Jets did beat the Stars 3-0, and the Stars were threatening. They got into the third period. It was 2-0. Seguin and company tried to make it happen. Got down to the last 3 minutes. Dallas pulled the goalie. And the Jets ended up getting an empty netter. So, hey, Jets might be that guy for you.
They're my dark horse in the West, dude. I'm telling you. But yeah, I mean, everyone's fucking eliminated. Kings holding on to that 3rd spot in the Pacific. Could change. Very well could change, but I feel like it's pretty much set in stone right now. At least for the Blues aren't going to make it. I mean, all the teams that are in right now are in, and the most that can change is playoff seedings. So,
yeah, the West is way more settled than the East for sure.
Can I just say, my Chicago Blackhawks will not be the worst team in the NHL this year. Give it up for them.
You can thank the Sharks. You can thank the Sharks. You can thank the Sharks.
They've been trading all year. Who's going to be the worst? And looks like, it will be the Sharks, confirmed.
I like it.
Yeah, that's it.
Listen, guess what else is wrapping up on April 14th?
The NBA, baby.
The NBA. We playing basketball. basketball. We love that basketball. Now,
You
check
know
this
who's
out.
not playing basketball right now is the fucking Phoenix Suns. Well, they did win tonight. They got one back from the Clippers.
Yeah, but the playing might might help them. Might hurt them.
You know, who knows? I mean, they're still battling for that sixth spot with the Pelicans. Tough last few games for the Suns. They're playing Kings tomorrow, and then they got the T-Wolves on Sunday to close out the season. So, I mean, they did beat the Timberwolves 97-87 last week. And this one will be in Minnesota. So,
and the Pelicans right now are up by 5 over the Kings. That doesn't help the cause.
Does not help the cause. But the Suns do hold the tiebreaker over the Pelicans. So all they need to do is have the Pelicans lose at least one game and the Suns win their last 2 games. And Pelicans don't have an easy task at hand in their next 2 games. They have the Warriors and the Lakers. So 2 very scrappy teams that could very well get it done.
Ruin it. Yeah, ruin it for them.
Hey, and Pelicans are up, and there's 3:19 in the third. Kings are only down by 6. It ain't over.
Hey, and once again in the East, I think we're pretty much set. Obviously, got Boston, Milwaukee, and the Knicks. Boston's been really much sitting everybody. Milwaukee doing their thing to hold on. The Knicks doing their thing to continue to win. I think that they are on a 3-game win streak, 6-4 in the last 10, right? And you got Cleveland, if you will. Number 4, you got Orlando and the Pacers at the number 6 spot. But here's the thing. You got Philly and Miami and the Bulls and the Hawks with probability, right? They got a chance. So you're saying there's a chance.
Always a chance that they will get clobbered. That's just what will happen.
Agreed. I think, honestly, I think Philly's got the best chance out of anybody. Jimmy Buckets in Miami, I don't know what's going on. Injuries didn't help. Execution doesn't help. But I say Indiana, look out for Philly at best, right?
So break this down for me. What's probability?
So probability, because they got the play-in, right? They got the play-in. And
they'll be playing the 7-8.
Yeah, if you folks at home pay attention to ESPN, right? The PB stands where they clinch the playoff clinch the play-in berth.
Yeah. Okay.
So they have a chance in the tournament to make the playoffs.
So when your probability, you have to win 2 of the 3 games to get in. Correct. Okay.
I believe. Now here's the thing. I'm still learning. What this is the second year that they've got this tournament. I believe
second or third. Yeah.
So I'm still getting familiar, but I believe 2 out of 3. I think you're right. 2 out of 3, and then you got to play in game if you're at a draw. And that will take the 7th and 8th seed.
Yes, correct. Yeah. So the probability team has to win those 2 games to where if the higher seed, the 7 and 8, wins the first game, they're automatically in. And
right.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I just wanted to double check that.
Right. Correct. Now, so in the East, once again, it's a lot to play for. In the West, we pretty much got it figured out.
What did I say? I told you fucking, what was that, 2 months ago? I think the Timberwolves were on a good, I think maybe 5 or 6 games ahead. I said the Nuggets will be first at the end of the season and the Clippers will be second. So I was right about one and I was wrong about the other.
Right.
I didn't think the Timberwolves would hang on as long as they have. They've obviously proved me wrong, but the Nuggets are still the team to beat in the West. I don't think I could see the Timberwolves going to the Western Conference. I wouldn't be surprised if they lost in an early round. I wouldn't be surprised.
I'm actually right there with you. I did expect the T-Wolves to do decent, but not as good as they're doing, if you recall. But kind of the season coming up, Going to be a lot on the line. We'll see what goes on.
Playoff basketball changes everything, dude. I'm pretty excited, man. I'm really excited for playoff basketball. Hockey, just because the Hawks are so terrible. I mean, I really don't care. I'm gonna watch just because I enjoy the game.
Right.
But I got a lot more invested in the Suns right now. You know, I think we can turn it around, dude. I think we can turn it around in the playoffs. Just give them something to play for.
It's always a chance. Always a chance. Let's move it on to the MLB. Code Red, why don't you take me to the American League East? Where, hold on. Maybe some folks didn't see it so well 3 weeks into the season, huh?
I mean, the Yankees have a really good team. They just haven't been able to put it together. And Marcus, we got 162 games to play.
It's super early. It's super
162.
Here's the thing. I did not expect the Rays to be where they're at. I expected more of the Orioles. And I'm not going to lie, the Jays, what are they doing?
You know, they're sitting at the bottom. Hey, toughest division in baseball last year, in my opinion. Toughest division in baseball, next to the National League West.
Yeah,
National League West.
I agree.
Was a powerhouse. You know, American League East was right there with them. So much talent. Tough games. So, you know, see how it pans out. New York Yankees, a top 10-3. Baltimore Orioles 8-4, the Rays at 7-6, and the Red Sox also at 7-6, and the Blue Jays at the bottom at 6-7. Still very tight. No one, you know, completely, you know, at the bottom. No one's a Miami Marlin or Chicago White Sox in that division. Right. I think that everyone saw that. You know, I don't think the Yankees being a top is too crazy, but they're all close, man. You know, there's a lot of games to play. A lot of wrinkles to iron out, you know, spray a little water on it, get those wrinkles out.
Get the iron out.
Yeah. And then you got
in the Central. Here's the thing, though. In the Central, I'm not going to lie to you. You got the Guardians. I hate saying that name. But you got the Guardians 9-3, 7-3 in the last 10. Right now, granted, obviously 3 weeks into the season, let's cool out. But
how about the Royals, huh?
That's what I want. The Royals, who just swept the Houston Astros.
Ooh.
Okay, 9-4. You got the Tigers, who
beating on them today.
Hey, the Tigers, right? Which they hung on in this division last year, but 7-4. And then you got the Twins, who, wait a minute, I expected the Twins to be in number 2. Right, 4-6, and then you got the White Sox, which
love to see it. Yeah. Love to see it.
You love to see it. I love to see it. Down.
Fuck the South Side.
So, why don't you take me to that West in the American League? What's going on?
It's good. It's tight in the West, but I think the biggest surprise is at the bottom, and we'll get to that. Texas Rangers 7-6, leading the way. The Los Angeles Angels without Ohtani, you know, moving the line, as you like to say. Maybe doing good and then tanking some games. They're 6-6. Seattle 5-8. A little bit of surprise there. I thought they were going to be better. Be better. Oakland A's a little bit more surprised than I think we would like to believe, especially the way they started.
The Oakland A's of Sacramento in Las Vegas.
Las Vegas. Yep, 5-8. And then the Astros, like you said, coming off that tough series against the Royals where the brooms and dustpans were brought out, 4-10. When do we hit the panic button in Houston? I say give it a month. Give it a month, maybe 2.
At least.
If they're close to the Oakland A's, then we got a problem in Houston.
Right.
Houston, we have a problem.
Right. Exactly.
You know, I didn't even plan that. I didn't even plan that until I said we got a problem in Houston.
I love it. Dude, let me talk about the National League East. The Braves. Much expected, right? 7-4, 6-4 in their last 10. 7-6 in Philly. Also 6-4 in the last 10. The Mets. Now here's the thing. I expected the Mets to be way worse, but 5-7 tied with the Nats at 5-7. and Miami getting their
last
second
week's
win.
liability. Last week's liability. Hey,
Getting their
two
second
in the
win over
win
the
column.
Yankees. Getting their second win over the Yankees with Stroman on the hill.
Ooh,
That's a big
ex-Cub.
win. That's a big win. Now, he did have I believe it was 5 innings pitched, 4 earned runs on 4 hits with 7 Ks. So, I mean, it's not like he had a bad day, but their bats
Not the
definitely
best.
had a bad day in
Yeah.
New York.
Yep.
I'll let you take your boys in the Central. Let me hear it.
Well, everyone's doing pretty damn good. The Brewers leading the way as expected, 8-3. Pittsburgh Pirates, they started real hot, cooled down a little bit. They've lost their last 2. Sitting at 9-4, and then my Cubbies at 7-5. Lost the last game to the Padres. Yeah, we can talk about that. Yeah, we can talk about that later. Should have been only 1, but hey, 7-3 in the last 10. 7-5 for the year so far. I'm not too mad about it. I like it. I like where we're going. Our bats are alive. Bullpen's a little shaky. Had a shaky outing from Kyle Hendricks, which will happen. He will do that. He'll have a shutout game, and then he will leave the ball a little up sometimes. He loves those grounders. That's when he's doing good. He's a contact pitcher. Pitches to contact. Those fly balls are good, but sometimes those grounders sneak through. We saw that in I think the second inning where a couple runs scored on some bloopers. But it's baseball. It happens. Cincinnati Reds 6-6, and then the Cardinals 6-7. A very, very close in the Central right now.
I expected the Cardinals to do way better than what they have been doing. But it's also not surprising, right? Because they did the same thing last year, right? Ish, you know what I mean? Like, it's just not. We're expecting more, but here it is. Once again, people aren't hitting, or they're not pitching.
Yep. Too many runs given up.
Yeah, I mean, listen,
not scoring enough.
They're playing 500 in the last 10, but I don't know.
Last opponents: Padres, Marlins, and Phillies.
And they took 2 from the Padres, right? Obviously, we talked about that last week. I don't know. I expected better, but I guess we're getting exactly where we left off.
Early in the year, you never know. Mark, why don't you take us to the West?
Oof. So the Dodgers, who were the first team to hit double digits, like anybody gives a fuck.
Hey, they played fucking 3 games before everyone else, so who gives a shit?
2 games.
Whatever. They have a fucking gambler on their team.
And we split. Don't take that away from me. I'm going to need that later in life. They're 10-5, 7-3 in the last 10. It's expected, right? They're 6-2 at home, 4-3 away. They host Los Padres tomorrow at home, who are 7-8 and are on a error as of late.
Take it easy.
And we're 5-5 in the last 10. Could have been better. The Diamondbacks 6-7. I did expect a little bit better of a start. The Giants 5-8, and then the Rockies 3-10. Now here's the thing, folks. The Padres could be tied for first at the end of the weekend. Let's go.
Could happen. Could very well happen. Now, I just want to bring something up real quick while we're on the West, and the Dodgers are being mentioned. I saw something the other day on Instagram. I thought I sent it to you. Maybe you didn't see it. I don't know. You didn't react. I thought you would have reacted, but it's all good. I don't think it's personal.
I probably went to sleep. Remember, I work nights. Nights.
The caption was like, sometimes the world is just trying to tell us something. And it was the Dodgers warming up, hitting, and it was Shohei on the left and Mookie Betts on the right. And it said, Ohtani Betts.
Dude, actually, I fucking love that. I wish I would have.
I sent it to you. I did send it to you. I was laughing my ass off.
I'm going to tell you right after the show. You got my word. I will react right after the show. Folks at home, just so you know, I do work at night. I get off usually between 8 and 10 a.m.
When normal Americans go to work,
when adults start a working day, right? They're getting ready to fire up a working day at 9 a.m. Not me. I'm going to sleep.
At least 9. Some people 7, 8, maybe 5. If you work construction,
but no. So oftentimes I try and keep up with Cody's texts, and I don't always look at my Instagram. I'm terrible at it, and I don't always look at my Messenger because I get Messenger messages all the time. And so, I'm going to look at that now after the show for sure.
Oh, dude, I lost it. That was a screenshot worthy text picture that I should have done, but it was just great. It's like sometimes the world just tries to tell you something. Ohtani bets.
I love it. No, I love it. Now, that brings us to our bet, the pick the stick bet. Now, obviously, you folks can't see our text at home, but I promise you, I have so many problems keeping score.
Gosh,
thank God
it is terrible. I don't know how you passed math because this is like. I mean, look, I'll give it to you. I'll go third grade, even though this is like first grade math. I'll say third grade math. Adding and subtracting.
It's hard.
No, I'm going back. It's first grade math. Adding and subtracting small numbers.
Hard.
How did you get 8? I have 10. How did you get 17? I have 15.
It's hard.
I'm like, dude.
It's hard.
X, Y, Z, Marcus. This is why. Marcus.
What's fucked up is usually, folks, I cheat myself out of points more than I cheat Cody.
well, today you try to cheat me out of 3. You're like,
well, in all fairness, I did not check Martell's numbers from yesterday. So
Marte, come on, get it right. At least pronounce the guy's name right.
Marte. It doesn't fucking matter. I'm still in the lead.
By 1. At the end of week 2, our totals have combined. What was it? You had Charlie Blackmon. Charlie Blackmon had 8. Ketel Marte had 13. That brings our totals to 27, Marcus, and me 26. So you are up by 1, good sir.
And this week, Code Red picked first because I picked first last week, and Code Red picked
Elly De La Cruz,
the youngster.
Yep.
And I picked Arcia from the Braves, Orlando Arcia, and we'll see how they fare. Now, the Reds rained out today. Arcia didn't play. He's going to play tomorrow.
No, fucking not. Arcia wasn't going to play. The Braves didn't even have a game scheduled.
That's what I said.
Elly De La Cruz was supposed to play.
That's what I said. The Reds were rained out. Arcia is not going to play until tomorrow. That's exactly what I said.
Okay, well, we actually put a rule that if the player was supposed to play, you got to pick DH for him. Oh. And I fucked off. I didn't notice it until later, so that's my mistake, and I will take the goose egg.
All right, and that is a fair point, folks. We did say if your player did not play that day that you were supposed to pick, you had to pick a DH.
Well, not necessarily not play, because if for some reason they didn't get the start,
delay
if it's a rain out or a cancellation of a game for whatever reason, you got to pick. I guess if you call it a DH or whatever you want to call it, to take the place who's playing that day. And I didn't notice it till later, so that's my mistake, and I'll take the goose egg.
It won't kill you. You're down by 1, and my guy didn't play anyways. So
if I lose by a point, it killed me. At the end of the year, I'm going to look back to this day, right fucking now. Thursday, April 11th. I'll look back to me losing by 1 point. But guess what? I could have picked someone who grounded into a double play and struck out. I could have got mine and got an error. I could have got -4.
Right.
See how I just did that math right there?
Yeah. Well, I see how you bullshit it. So, Code Red, that being said, I'm up 27, 26. Just how we planned it at home. Now, that being said, Code Red, what is your blue collar liability of the week?
Well, you took low hanging fruit last week. So I'm picking the lowest hanging fruit you could possibly pick in the sports world right now.
Let me hear it.
At least for the NFL. And I think you might know who I'm talking about because it's the only player in the NFL making headlines right now. Rashee Rice, what are you doing, bro?
Hate to see it.
What are you doing? It breaks my heart, man. I mean, thank God, thank the heavens, no one was critically injured. Now, there was a serious injury that was taken care of at the hospital. The person is in they're alive, they're okay. They're not in critical condition, so that's good. But guess what? Multi-car crash. Rashee Rice was driving a Lamborghini street
He
racing.
Decided to run.
Left the scene of the accident, man. That is the one thing, they always freak out when you leave the scene of an accident, It was a little Lloyd Christmas there for you.
Yeah.
But yeah, you are a defending Super Bowl champion, top receiver for the Super Bowl champions as a rookie, and you're out there street racing. Look, I get it. He's young. He's 23 years old. There's going to be mistakes made, but that could have been a fatal. I mean, we saw what happened. I don't even want to bring it up. Yeah. Rest in peace to the victim of that accident.
And the dog.
Thank God no one was killed because at those speeds, dude, I mean, it could have been terrible. So thankfully no one was critically injured.
I want to throw in there to you folks at home, be a good friend. If you see, obviously we've all been in the spot, right, where someone well enough. If they're not good enough to drive, take the keys.
Dude, now here's the thing.
Let them be mad enough at you for a fucking week or whatever it is, but that's not going to cost them their life. That's the problem.
Agreed. And that's a great point. Now, we don't even know if he was intoxicated. He could have just been being stupid. But typically when people run from the scene, there's some sort of substance involved.
Where there's smoke, there's fire.
I mean, dude, it's your car. They know it's you. To avoid that, the best way to do is remove yourself and not be able to prove that you were intoxicated. So I don't want to throw any accusation out there, but typically that is what you will see when that happens. But heart goes out to all the victims, and Rashee Rice, man, you're making millions and millions of dollars. You were set up to be getting a massive contract. I hate to see it, man. But that's my obvious low hanging fruit liability of the week. He turned himself in today, about 2 hours ago.
So it makes it relevant for this week.
So that's why it's relevant for this week. That's why I told you. I was like there was a lot of speculation and videos coming out, but now it's official. He's turned himself in. So that is my liability. What about you?
Here's the thing. I actually love that pick, just because you did your homework. Obviously, it happened this week.
I mean, it was low hanging fruit. More than the Marlins last week.
It was, but to keep up with the news, obviously, you know what I'm saying? It makes sense for what's going on right now. Now, I'm going to seem like a hater. I'm going to seem like a hater for my liability of the week. Because this is, 2 times in 3 weeks?
Bring it on.
Same guy.
Oh.
Shohei Ohtani is my liability of the week. Now, I'm going to start off easy. This week, multiple reports came out about Ohtani, right? Obviously, one being with the fan in the home run ball, the very first home run ball that he hit in LA, and everything that came out with the affidavit and the betting scandal, if you will. Now, I want to start off with the fan. Okay, so it was a female, caught the ball. Boom. We were told as a public, they met with her, and this was the agreement, that she got 2 hats and a bat signed. That was easily a 6-figure ball. What are we doing? That's not fair.
But she also got to meet with him. Mm-hmm. Those were the Alligator. They said that they met and took pictures and had a whole meeting and whatever.
I'm glad you brought that up, because now it's coming out that she was never met with other than representatives.
Yeah.
What it sounds like to me is they took advantage of a young female fan who didn't know any better, and they gave her a piece of shit trade. She could have held on to it and had a six-figure ball.
I would have held on to it so bad. But I'm also not a fan of the Dodgers or Shohei, so I would have been like,
the good thing of her heart. I'm a fan of the Dodgers. I'm going to take whatever they're going to give me. They fucked her over. Now, like you just said, we were told that they met with, no, she did not meet with Ohtani. She did not meet with any players. It's coming out that they only met, or they only had her meet with representatives. They stole from that woman. That's a problem. That is a
Make it
problem.
Right. One more reason to hate the Dodgers. I love it. I feel bad for the woman, but fuck the Dodgers. They're a bunch of fucking scumbags. And yeah.
Yeah, fuck the Dodgers. Now, I also want to choose Ohtani for my liability of the week, because we were told a couple weeks ago there was a betting scandal. Oh, it wasn't Ohtani's fault. He was just bailing out his interpreter for $4.5 million, right? First, it was his interpreter stole. Second, it was he was trying to cover the bets, right? And now, guess what, Code Red? Guess what? The affidavit that they turned in today.
I saw it, but I want to hear it.
There was a total loss of $40.7 million.
Wait, 40?
$40.7 million.
Why did I swear I saw somewhere it was like 15 or 16.
You saw 16, but the affidavit that was sent in to the MLB and the MLB investigated was $40.7 million as a total loss. Now, if I'm Shohei Ohtani and I'm completely innocent, which I'm not buying, I'm firing everybody next to me. How do you miss that much money?
So where are you seeing this affidavit? Because everywhere I'm seeing is 16 mil.
The affidavit was, if you look it up, the affidavit is what the league investigated of the bank account transactions. Now, are you ready for this? His interpreter supposedly had 19,000 total bets. That's an average of 25 bets a day, Code Red. Are you ready for this? The average bet was $12,800. The average win was $160,000. Are you ready for this? He won $142 million in gambling bets and lost $182 million in gambling bets. Code Red, they want to say that we're bad gamblers? Hold on. $40.7 million as a loss. And we were all worried about a couple weeks ago, $4.5 million. You cannot tell me anybody who is a multi-millionaire.
Yeah, he didn't know. Yeah,
$40.7 million. In my opinion, this is not a cover-up. This is the MLB not digging into an investigation. They got an easy scapegoat, so they don't have to blame the face of global baseball for the cardinal sin.
See, I'm going to have to disagree that it's not a cover-up. Okay, he's the scapegoat. Obviously, he's the scapegoat. And I would call that a fucking cover-up. That is a cover-up. You're blaming someone else. Your wine or whatever was spilt on your nice, beautiful, amazing couch, and you pulled out on the cushion that it was spilled on, and you flipped it over and you put it back in. Yeah, No, absolutely not, dude. I call complete bullshit.
And here's the thing: after last season, you had 19,000 bets. 19,000. This was federally investigated because there is federal crimes against the investigator. I mean, interpreter. 25 bets a day, dude.
Guess what? Money.
With the average bet being basically 13 grand.
There's no way he didn't know. Oh, they were friends, dude. He was just trying to help his buddy. No,
there's no way
fucking way.
No, you're not going to miss 40. Come on, $41 million. $41 million, Code Red. Remember, I had a hard time believing that he was going to miss 4.5. We're talking about $41 million.
Well, you remember me the past few weeks that we've talked. I've been, I wouldn't say defending him, but I've been saying, like, look, he's got a lot going on. He's got a lot of money. You know, he's not worried about money, this and that. But now that these numbers are coming out, dude, bullshit.
Yeah.
Bullshit.
There's no way. And like I said, this was the official affidavit. Now, an affidavit, for you folks that don't know, you sign this to be legally liable. Legally liable of saying, yeah, this is true. Which means if you're lying, you could go to prison. And you're saying, yeah, this is true? $41 million? Come on.
Hey, you know who's getting a shit ton of money on his books, and his family's going to be taken care of? Mizuhara, however you pronounce that guy's name. Yeah. You know who's going to be taken care of, well compensated for all of this?
And
that guy.
Why would he?
I almost guarantee you that he spends. Hear me out. Listen to me, and hold me accountable for this. I don't care what the sentence is. He spends a maximum 3 years in prison.
Oh.
3 years. And he's going to come out a fucking millionaire, and he's never going to bet ever again.
It's crazy to me, dude. It's crazy. Like, if this was you or me, they would have cleaned us out.
Oh, we're dead.
Yeah. We're done. Yeah. But because it's Ohtani, he gets a pass, and I don't like it.
Money talks.
Let Pete in the hall. Just saying it. Let Pete in the hall. God damn it. Fuck.
They're not. The MLB will never admit this. This will never. Look, in about 10 years, there'll be a really good documentary.
No,
there'll be a really good, convincing documentary. Fucking.
And all of a sudden, they won't let him in the Hall of Fame, and all these things will come by. Dude, it's just like Bonds, McGuire, and Sosa. They fucking knew. They knew.
Yeah.
All right, let's move it on. Code Red, let me hear your blue-collar workhorse of the week.
I'm going to pick an obvious one again. I had an obvious liability. I'm going to pick an obvious workhorse. UConn. Getting it done. Back-to-back, dude. I've already talked about it. Sharing the ball, offensive boards, second chance points. 18 assists. They had a 27.3 3-point percentage. They held Purdue away from the 3-point line. They forced the ball to Edey, and great coaching, great execution, and that's what it comes down to. Obvious pick for UConn.
No, I love that. One, I love that because I called it from the start, but two, obviously. I love that, but I hate it because SDSU lost. So, hey.
It is what it is.
Like
you called it that SDSU would lose to them again. So
I did. I hate it, but good on UConn. Now, my blue collar workhorse of the week is very easily the Padres. Code Red. I don't know if you remember.
No, I do. But go ahead and refresh my memory.
If you could quite take place, if you will.
Go ahead, refresh my memory.
On April 8th. Yeah. What a day. What a day that was. The Cubs went up in the second inning 4-0. Uh-oh. It's going to happen. The Cubs went up 8-0 in the fourth inning. Uh-oh, what's going to happen? But wait, stand by as the Padres have a 7-run inning sixth. Now, 8-7. Going into the eighth, the Cubs walk the first batter in. Fernando Tatis Jr. walks up to the plate. And guess what, Code Red? I don't think that bitch still landed because he hit a long shot. 9-8 with a comeback win. And the Padres organization is my blue-collar workhorse of the week to not only come back and win, but win the series because they won that series 2-3 as they beat their ass the following 2 days. Yeah, because Musgrove pitched and then Cease pitched. We won 10-2. Let's go.
Congrats. Take them where you can get them. And wow, fucking the 8-run blowing the 8-run lead was very devastating. And I was watching that Purdue UConn game, and I needed Purdue to win for me to win a good amount of money. And I was like, whatever. At least the Cubs are up 8-0. And I turned that game on, and I was like, all right, here we go. And it was very painful.
Yeah, remember, I went to bed early.
Yeah, I know. That's why I made sure to text you all my angerness, so you could just wake up to that and be like, "Wow, are you kidding me?" You probably saw my text messages and you're like, "No fucking way." And then you looked at the score and was all happy.
I loved it, and I was happy as fuck. And guess what? Not only that, sir. Not only that, but I did text you at 4 a.m.
Of course, yeah. No, I woke up to it. Yeah, no, I was waiting for it. I knew it was going to happen. I hadn't heard anything from you, so I was like, oh wow, he missed the fucking miraculous comeback.
Sure did. Work got in the way. But to win the series, especially after an emotional win, I love it. What are you gonna do? So that being said, guess what took place today, Code Red? The Masters, Georgia.
My dad's there right now.
Dude, is he watching it?
Dude, my dad had tickets.
Dude, why didn't he take you? Does he hate you or what?
I wouldn't want to go to that shit. I got a job.
That's the Masters.
I got a job. My vacation is planned this weekend.
Masters, dude.
My vacation is already planned Friday through Sunday. It's been planned for the past 4 months. So even if he was like, "Hey, Cody," and I'd be like, "Dad, it's not the Cubs in the playoffs, and it's not a Packer game. So yeah, I'm sticking to my plans."
But it's the Masters. The Masters. What are you doing?
Well, I'm the master baiter, so here we go. Let's debate.
Yeah, let's get into it. After day one, which they did have a weather delay, which, is every year. But Bryson DeChambeau leading the pack at 7 under. Scheffler at 6 under. And don't know how to say that name, right? Right. So we'll just say 5 under. Willett 4 under. Homa 4 under. Fox 3 under. And pretty much.
Who did you pick accidentally betting $20 on them again?
We'll get into that. We'll get into that for my weekender benders.
You already bet on it. I just want to look at it.
But I don't want to talk about it. Because he's only even after 11. He's only even after 11 with the delay. But Brooks Koepka is who I bet on, and we'll get into that a little bit further here in a little bit.
Yeah, he's not out of it.
Yeah, Brooks Koepka, he's only through 11. He's even. He started 1 over, got back. So we're even now. And I'm sticking with it. I'm sticking with him. Brooks Koepka is going to be my winner. Now, last year, he was leading into the last day and then like fell apart, had a fucking meltdown, and John Rahm ended up winning. So that was terrible.
Yeah, that happens. It's like me and mini
here we
golf.
are again. Here we are again, Code Red. Now, guess what's happening this weekend? UFC 300, like the fucking Spartans. So let me hear it.
Woo! Dude, where to begin? So I have a good spot to begin right here. Press conference. Did you catch any of it? Because there was a huge thing announced at the press conference. Now, if you're gonna ask me, I would say it was planned, but what do I know? You know, I'm just a simple working man.
I missed it.
I don't know shit.
I was asleep when everything took place.
Okay, so there was a press conference, Marcus, around 5:00 Arizona time, and there was a question asked to Dana White by one of the, I guess, reporters or whatever you want to call them at the press conference. They asked Dana White, UFC 300, with all these big names, all these giant fights, possibly the biggest card ever in all of combat sports, putting together this weekend for Saturday. What do you say about raising the fight of the night bonuses up from 50,000? And all the fighters, and Dana, of course, when you're caught with a question. Now, if you're asking me, I think it was planned. Dana wanted to make sure everyone knew. So, he's like, wait, what'd you say? What? And I mean, it's really loud. So he might have not heard him, or he wanted to make sure that this was the question, So he said, well, I didn't hear it. Say it again. And he asked him again. And the crowd went fucking nuts. All the fighters behind him went crazy. And then Dana was like, what do you think? What do you think it should be? And the guy didn't really answer. And then all the fighters started screaming like 100K, 100K, because it's usually 50K, 100, and then 300, 300K, 300K. All the fighters are screaming 300K. And Dana's like, 300K? All right, it's done. 300K. And the fucking crowd went insane. So there are the fight of the night bonuses are up to 300K, dude. That is insane.
Get on Dana.
That is in UFC 300, 300K. I mean, if you ask me, this was planned. It was a cool way for them to announce it. Hats off to them for finally, digging a little deep in those billionaire pockets. So, dude, a 300K fight bonus is on the line. Dude, fighters are going to be fighting to the fucking death to get that bonus, man.
Why wouldn't
they are going to be fighting like crazy to get that bonus. So, holy shit, huge announcement. Also, another question that was asked, which was interesting. We all saw UFC 200 had that very interesting yellow canvas. I don't know how true this is, but Dana said the canvas will be blue for UFC 300. So that will be very interesting to see. They didn't do anything, if I remember correctly. There was no canvas color for UFC 100, but 200 had that like yellow color, and Dana said the canvas will be blue. So I don't know if that's confirmed, but Dana doesn't say random shit like that and it not be confirmed. So it looks like the canvas will be blue. So to kick off UFC 300, Cody Garbrandt versus Davison Figueiredo in the bantamweight division. I mean, of all the fights to start off the card in the early prelims, holy shit. I mean, this card is stacked from top to bottom. It's real crazy. Cody coming in at the plus 240 dog, which I think is crazy. Davison Figueiredo at minus 300. And this is all off of ESPN Bet odds. It's just the easiest way to do it. Go to your local sports book to get their odds, but this is all off ESPN Bet. Cody Garbrandt coming off 2 wins. The last one, he KO'd Brian Keller last December in the first round. I love him at this big of a dog, dude. I especially against someone like Davison Figueiredo, who's gone up in weight. This is going to be his second fight in the bantamweight division. He fought a very tough Rob Font also in December, won by decision. It was unanimous. didn't really put on the exciting show that everyone thought. It was still a good fight. Rob Font is a tough fighter. Tough, for your first fight in a new division to fight Rob Font, he looked great. So look for a banger to kick off this card, especially with that 300K bonus out there. I mean, multiple fighters are going to get this bonus, so I think that's going to kick all the fights up, dude.
I love it.
But Cody Garbrandt at a plus 240 dog, dude. I don't think Davison Figueiredo has fought anyone with that type of power, dude, especially at fighting at the flyweight division. I mean, he fought Brandon Moreno 4 times. Brandon Moreno doesn't have nowhere near that much power. Alex Perez has some power. Joseph Benavidez, he fought twice, beat him twice. Tim Elliott, Pantoja, who's now the current champion. None of them hit as hard as Cody No Love, dude. None of them. So look for this fight for the upset, dude. I got Cody Garbrandt, dude. I got Cody Garbrandt at the plus 240 dog. That money line is too crazy not to jump on, in my opinion. Now, Davison Figueiredo is more technical. Cody Garbrandt could very well get caught. But the minus 300 for Figueiredo, you're not getting much money on that option. So if you're gonna put money on the fight, put money on Garbrandt. I think I have him in a parlay. It just for shits and giggles, nothing too much. I think I threw $3 on it.
Why wouldn't you? And why wouldn't you?
Why not? All right, so we both got Cody. Now going next into the lightweight division, Bobby Green versus the ageless wonder Jim Miller. Dude, Jim Miller has been fighting in the UFC since 2008. 2008, Marcus, 16 years fighting in the UFC. And fun fact, he has fought in all of the Century UFC pay-per-views. UFC 100, 2009, decision win over Mac Danzig. UFC 200 in 2016, knocked out Takanori Gomi in the first round. And now he will be fighting at UFC 300 against Bobby Green. And seeing these two guys in the press conference, man, they are going to fucking bring it. And Bobby Green even said, now with that 300K on the line, Jim Miller said it as well, with that 300K on the line, we're looking to put each other's lights out. Bobby Green's coming off that brutal late stoppage against Jalen Turner. I don't know if you remember that. Jalen Turner knocked him out cold. Bobby Green was out cold, arms limp. Ref did not call it, and Jalen Turner came in and laid some bombs on him. Very, very unnecessary bombs.
I'm taking Jalen Turner. Jalen Turner.
Okay. Oh, well, that's coming up.
As part of a 6-leg parlay, but we'll get into that.
I got a 5-legger with Jalen Turner on there as well.
I love it.
But right now we're talking Bobby Green, Jim Miller. But guess what? I think Jim Miller keeps his UFC century mark win streak of 2-0 on the line, and I think he keeps it. He's going to be 3-0 in the UFC centuries. I got Jim Miller by knockout, dude. Mainly because they're going out there to take each other's lights out. They're going to be fucking swinging to the death, dude. And I am so excited for that part.
I love it.
And who do you have? Who do you got? Jim Miller or Bobby Green?
Oh, dude, I got Jim Miller.
The ageless one. I mean, they both have been in the UFC for so long, so many fights.
No, I didn't stay away from that on my parlay, but I got Jim Miller.
I think I have Jim Miller on my parlay. He's the dog. Oh, I didn't even talk about that. Jim Miller is the slight dog. I was a little surprised on that. He's the plus 150 dog. Very surprised. I mean, maybe with the size of Bobby Green, but Jim Miller don't give a fuck about your size, dude.
No,
Jim Miller don't give a fuck.
Dude, he's about that life. He's a dog. He's got a dog.
I mean, they both do, but especially with what happened to Bobby Green last fight against a very talented Jalen Turner, that was brutal, man. That was brutal. All right. I'm going to be real with this one. Jessica Andrade, Marina Rodriguez, strawweight bout. Who fucking knows? It's a pick 'em. Go ahead and pick one. Because I ain't throwing it on my parlay. I'm not going a side bet. I'm not fucking, because look, Jessica Andrade coming off some tough losses, some very tough
I
losses.
want
Now
Andrade, but I want Andrade
but
to win. But my money is on Rodriguez. And I stayed away from this fight.
so Andrade did beat Mackenzie Dern back in November. She TKO'd her. Mackenzie Dern looked like a fish out of water with her striking.
Right.
She needs to work on her fucking striking. If she can't take someone down, she's fucked. So take that fight with a grain of salt, because I mean you cannot compare Mackenzie Dern to Marina Rodriguez. Marina Rodriguez has crisp striking, good takedown defense, good aggressive strikes, dude. She is a finisher for a woman. They're both finishers, so expect some fireworks in this female fight. But go ahead and pick them. I'm gonna pick Marina Rodriguez.
Yeah.
She also came off a win against the karate hottie Michelle Waterson Gomez. So, but then she also fought Amanda Lemos, got knocked out. Verna Janabora, I think that's like Jandaroba. Lost that fight by decision, but I got Marina Rodriguez as well. But you might as well just pick them. I'm not putting money on that. I'm not confident on that.
I stayed away as well.
Do not quote me. Andrade is the slight favorite at -135. That's too much for me. I think it should be an even fight. Pick them. And next we go on to the fight that we just talked about: Jalen Turner versus Renato Moicano. Jalen the Tarantula Turner, a -245 favorite here at lightweight. Moicano is a +200 dog. Moicano has a great submission game. But guess what? So does Jalen Turner, and Jalen Turner, his striking is crisper. It's more sound. He's light on his feet. He's very intelligent, very high fight IQ. I don't think he's going to get into a brawl. If he gets taken down, don't be worried. He's never been submitted. I got Jalen Turner. He's overall more well-rounded.
Jalen's what I got.
Moicano, I don't see Jalen Turner finishing him. If he does, I think it will be by TKO. I don't see him submitting him. But I'm going to go Jalen Turner by decision at -245.
I like it. But I got Jalen Turner with the knockout.
If he finishes him, it's going to definitely be a KO TKO for sure. I don't see him submitting him at all.
Now I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm gonna be honest. This next fight, I don't know either. I've seen Diego Lopez fight, but I don't know either fighter well enough.
He's got that kind of like emo hair, kind of like I got right now. He's got the bang. He's got the bang, but see, he doesn't have as much behind him as I do. Okay. He has more of like kind of like the fade with the top, where he's got the little nice little.
All right with the.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let me do it.
There it
is. I really like Diego Lopez in this fight. Now, Sadiq Youssef is a hard hitter. They're both hard hitters. Both possess knockout power in their punches. Now, Youssef's last one was by guillotine submission, but it was kind of like a spur of the moment guillotine. Shaynes got caught. But Diego Lopez, dude, he's well-rounded with the submission game, well-rounded with grappling, and he has heavy hands. So I got to go with Diego Lopez, and I'm going Diego Lopez by KO. I think he's gonna knock him out in the first round. I think they're both gonna go for that big fucking fighter bonus. And yeah, I think they're going to be slinging, and I think Diego Lopez has a little bit more in him. Now, don't get me wrong, Sadiq Youssef is a tough cookie. They're both young guys, but a lot of power for the featherweight division for sure. Now, I know you said you don't know either, so I won't make you pick one, but yeah. We'll move on to Holly Holm.
And this is what I do know. This is what I do know.
Invites Kayla Harrison. Come on over from the PFL and come on into the UFC. The water's warm. You won't get paid as much, but guess what? Your name is going to get out there. You're going to make some big possible. I mean, I don't know how sponsorships really don't work that well in the UFC anymore.
Maybe some big financial moves. Maybe just big career moves, right?
I mean, I think it's almost more of completely getting her name out there because she made a shit ton of money with the PFL and those $1 million tournaments. But, you know, what better person to welcome her into the women's bantamweight division than Holly Holm? Now, I am very concerned about Kayla Harrison making weight. She even said something about eating at the press conference because she is a jacked human being. Have you seen those arms, dude?
Yeah.
Have you seen those
Here's
fucking
my thing
arms?
too. Not only the weight, but it was the mindset for me where it wasn't. I mean, yeah, it was on the forefront of her mind, but it wasn't a priority. It didn't seem like it was like, fuck it if I don't.
Look, dude. She fought at the 145-pound division in the PFL and cut mad weight to get to that. So
I get it.
I don't know what they're doing, her and her team, to make sure she gets to 135. But she is a big chick and she's fucking jacked. And I love how she came in right after USADA left. So
yeah,
you know, I mean, that's raise some eyebrows for sure.
Dang, that was just
I'm not saying anything.
Perfectly timed for the UFC, right?
It just happened that way, you know. It just happened that way.
I will say this though. My heart is with Holly Holm. My wallet is with Harrison, but I stayed away from this fight.
Look, Holly Holm plus 325 underdog, outboxing Kayla Harrison. She's bigger, dude. So let's say even if she doesn't make the weight, is Holly Holm going to fight her? I think she will because she'll get a bigger payday. But I see Kayla just picking her up and slamming her to the canvas, dude, and controlling her through 5 minutes or through 15 minutes. Holly Holm does have very good grappling defense and will hang with you, but she's
more of a striker than a wrestler.
She's not gonna pop up and fight her way to her feet with Kayla Harrison's big burly ass on top of her. It's not happening. I got Kayla Harrison. I got big Kayla by decision by a mile, dude.
I love it.
You know, Holly Holm could like if there's a scramble, Holly Holm could hit her with a head kick. You know, anything could happen. It's a fight, but let's be real here, guys. I mean, come on.
Right.
Holly, she's 42 years old, man.
Yeah, like I said, I'm staying away from that fight. My heart's with Holly, but nah.
Yeah, same. 100% staying away. But yeah, I got Kayla by decision. And then we move on to Aljamain Sterling's featherweight debut against a tough cookie at Calvin Kattar. Tough one. And Sterling's the minus 170 favorite.
Now, here's the thing. I do indulge in this fight. I am taking Aljamain. I am.
Me as well. He's too well-rounded. Look, he got caught by Sean. Sean is arguably one of the best strikers in the UFC right now. Arguably.
And honestly, Aljamain, I mean, yeah, he lost the fight, but he slipped into his game, right? Like it wasn't. I don't want to say Sean got lucky, right? That's not what I'm.
No, it wasn't. It was a perfectly timed shot. Right. It was a perfectly timed shot. But he was waiting for that shot.
Aljamain played right into it. I don't take away from Aljamain as a fighter because of that shot. So taking Aljamain on this one.
I think that's the right pick too. He's more well-rounded. Look, Calvin Kattar is tough as shit. He stood in there with the greatest. Arnold Allen, he had that knee injury. That was unfortunate. Had a split decision with Josh Emmett where they went to fucking war. He beat Gige by decision. And then that Max Holloway fight where Max Holloway completely dismantled him. Right. Dan Ige, Jeremy Stevens, Zabit Magomed Shapirov, who's still retired. Everyone wanted him to come back, but like Ricardo Lamos, dude, he has fought some of the best, and this is going to be a good fight. But I think Sterling's going to be smart. Sterling's going to take him down, take his back, possibly finish him. But we've seen Sterling in the past not be able to finish that choke, so I got Sterling by decision.
I love it.
Yeah.
I see go to decision, but I want Aljamain to win by submission.
It could very well happen. Very well happen. I see him. TJ Dillashawing him, just taking his back. Or sorry, not TJ Dillashaw. Piotr Yawning him, just taking his back, controlling the fight, making it very, very boring, but getting the win, doing what he has to do to get the win, and I don't blame him for that. Now, then we move on to the next fight.
I don't know either of them, Code Red.
Oh, Marcus, you got to know Yuri Prochazka.
Nope. Well,
he was a light heavyweight champion.
Let me rephrase this. I know of Yuri. I did not watch any of his fights.
Okay, well, he lost him and Alex. Alex, not Alex. Alex. That's the correct way to pronounce it. I learned that recently. He knocked him out. Alex Pereira knocked him out.
I know the story, but what I'm saying is I don't know the fighter.
Okay, well, that breaks my heart, Marcus. You got to watch a little bit more UFC because he has been at the top. He beat Glover Teixeira in one of the craziest, toughest fights I've ever seen. Choked him out in the last 30 seconds of the fight. Now, that was an old Glover Teixeira. A young Glover Teixeira would have beat the fuck out of Yuri Prochazka. Sorry, all my Polish fans. Yuri's sick, but dude, Alexander Rakic. This is a pick'em fight on the odds. They're pretty much damn near even. Yuri is at a -105. Rakic is at -115.
Yuri's Czech, just so you know.
Oh, sorry, the Czech, not the Polish. Sorry, I got him confused with the Polish power. Fuck, why can't I think of his name? Other giant white guy who fought at light heavyweight, who beat Izzy and lost to Pereira.
Yeah.
Big Polish guy. Why can't I think of his fucking name? It's bothering me. Maybe he didn't. So he didn't fight Yuri. Hold on. This is really gonna bother me. So okay, he never fought Yuri. Wait, yes, I swear he did. Oh no, he didn't. Polish Power. What the fuck is his name, dude? He just lost. He lost to Pereira. Fuck, it's bothering me so much. I'm gonna find out. Jan Blachowicz. I got Yuri mixed up with Jan Blachowicz. Sorry. Thank you for fixing my my country that I had on. But I was thinking of Blachowicz, another giant white guy.
Trying to help.
Yeah, with a beard. Thank you. Yeah, yes. Wrong guy. But yes, I got Rakic, dude.
Yeah, I stayed away from that one because I don't know.
I didn't bet at all on this one. There's a reason that the odds are so close. But Rakic. Oh, I could have just. Rakic lost to Jan Blachowicz his last fight, which was in May 14th of 2022, and it was a knee injury. So almost 2 years ago, he's been 2 years removed from the octagon. Yuri also had that long layoff when he got injured in his last fight against Glover and then lost to Pereira. So this is going to be a very interesting fight. I think very close. I don't see either guy getting the finish. I see Rakic winning by decision. I see either guy winning by decision. It all, like, ring rust, is it a thing? John Jones proves it's not. Other fighters have proved it's not. I don't think it's a thing. But being active definitely helps. But I got Rakic on this one.
All right, cool. Now let's get to the next one. Bo Nickel, Cody Brundage. Now, I do know these fighters, and I'm taking Bo all day.
The obvious pick. And Cody Brundage at a +1,000.
But Bo Nickel is so ruthless.
So ruthless and so young to the game, too. So young to the game. Guess what, dude? When I see a money line like this, it's the fight game. Never throw someone who's that high in a parlay. Just don't.
Right.
There's no point. You're
Right.
gonna pad
'Cause
your.
you're not
You're
gonna
gonna
make any
pad
money.
your. He's gonna pad your win by $2. I don't care how many fucking legs you
But
have
I
in that
did.
shit.
But I did.
Yeah. Did you really? Oh,
Sure did.
foolish.
I'll
Foolish.
tell you, well, we get to the weekend of bidders, I'll tell you.
You padded your win by $2. Congratulations.
Well, actually, I got some damn good odds, so I'll tell you.
Okay. Well, Bo Nickel is a fucking animal. There's a reason that those odds are that crazy. But guess what? Okay, and guess what? I'm picking Bo. Look at all these first round, all of his pro fights, first round finishes.
Easily.
He's had 2 official fights in the UFC if you're not going to count the Contender Series. Jamie Pickett and Valentine Woodburn, who wasn't even a UFC fighter. They brought him in at the last second.
Beat the fuck out of
They brought him in at like 7 days notice. Dude, this is an insane line. I have $5 on Cody Brundage because fuck it, why not? $5 pays me like $62. I think FanDuel had him in plus 1,100. ESPN Bet has plus 1,000, so I had a plus 100 boost over ESPN Bet. So $5 on Brundage will get me. Look, I'll risk $5. Marcus, it's a fight, dude.
Why not? Why not?
Why not? But don't be surprised if Brundage goes to sleep within 1 minute, either choked out or knocked out. Let's move on to Charlie Olives versus Arman Tazrukian. I'm not even going to say. I'm just going to say Arman. I'm not even going to say that name.
I don't know how to say that either. But I'm not taking Charlie Olives. I'm not touching that fight. Charlie Olives is old. I'm going to leave it alone.
I got Charlie Olives, dude. I got him on my parlay at plus 180.
Yeah, I'm staying away.
A lot of things can happen, dude. I'm pretty fucking pumped to see that fight. The BMF belt, Justin Gaethje, Max Holloway. I hate this fight for Max Holloway. Max Holloway moving up in weight to the lightweight.
This was the fight that I called that I wanted to see. If you remember correctly,
I sure do.
I'm staying with my boy. I'm staying with Gaethje, who wrestled our boy AP in high school.
Adrian Beat the Perkins. Fuck out of him.
Adrian Perkins shot. Yeah, you did get worked. But yeah, no, I'm sticking with Gaethje. Let's fucking go.
Same. No offense, Adrian. He would have beat the fuck out of me too. I was just, I think that's what word for word what Adrian told me was, he beat the shit out of me.
Yeah.
I'm going with Gaethje too, man. He hits too hard. Max going up a weight class. We saw what happened the last time when he fought Dustin, and it wasn't pretty. I got to go with Justin Gaethje.
I love it.
I move on to Wei Lee, dude. Minus 525 favorite. There's a huge reason. Wei Lee, dude. I mean,
I'm taking Shang.
I'm gonna go Wei Lee by submission.
Ooh, I like that. I was gonna actually take Wei Lee by TKO.
Very well could happen.
I like it.
And then the main event: Alex Pereira versus Jamal Hill. Marcus, I want to hear you. Who you got?
Dude, I'm taking Pereira. Lost too much money on that fucker. I'm going to take him. I got Pereira in the third. Homie, I got him TKO in the third.
Ooh. Man, this is another coin flip, dude. Jamal Hill's coming in real confident. Alex Pereira, dude, just broke the record for the hardest punch unofficially, beating Francis Ngannou's record. It was at the UFC PI. It wasn't official, but he beat it. And that's what you got with Pereira. You got that one punch knockout anytime, anywhere. Doesn't matter what round, doesn't matter when. If he catches you, you're going night. But, dude, I'm going to go with the dog. I'm going with the slight dog at Jamal Hill. I think he's a little more well-rounded, and I think he could grind out that decision win. I'm going Jamal Hill by decision.
Ooh, I like it. You got him going the distance.
Going all 25.
I like it.
And there's going to be some moments where he could be in a lot of trouble, but I think his experience is going to take over. And yeah, I think he gets the dub by
Let me
decision.
rephrase that. I don't like it, but I do enjoy that pick. I do enjoy that pick. I like
Look,
my pick better.
if he gets slept, I won't be surprised. But guess what? This fight is not on any of my parlays. This is not. I don't have a side bet here. This is a very much coin flip for me.
Oh, I like him, but I want to move on to our weekender benders. What do you have, sir?
Well, I got a 5-legger, all UFC. If I
Mm,
could just if I could just pull it up here. There we go. I got a 5-legger, all UFC. Kick it off with money line on Jim Miller. I know you said you didn't touch that fight earlier, but I got Jim
yeah, I
Miller
don't want
money
to.
line, and then I got Jalen Turner money line,
I like it.
Diego Lopez. These are all money lines. So let me just
Yeah,
stop saying money
don't know
line.
that one.
Charles Oliveira getting the
Ooh,
big upset, and then I got Gagey over Holloway. $10.
mm,
It's
what do you
gonna
got?
pay out 257.
Mm,
I could lose on the first one, and I could lose on the last one, or most likely the second to last one with Charlie
right,
Olives. But we'll
right.
see.
I like
What
it.
do you? Oh, so that's my bender, and then I got Cody Brundage. I told you $5 over Bo Nickel money line, $61 payout. And then I also got a little side bet with Jim Miller. I got Jim Miller by KO. $5 pays out 32.50.
Oof, I like
And
it.
that's it. Those are my weekender benders. What do you got, Marcus?
All right. So let me start off with this. So, Code Red, I sent you this picture. It was an accidental bet, but I'm gonna stick with it.
Mm, mm.
I put a $10 bet on Brooks Koepka, but I accidentally doubled down. Right, I accidentally doubled down for him to not only win or it's an and or not an or, but an and or place in the top eight. That doubled down $20. Remember, I thought it was 10, but it's $20. Gives me a $326 win.
Wait,
Now,
okay. So if he gets top eight, you will get half
half of
that
that.
money,
Yep,
half of
half
it.
of
Oh,
that. Not bad.
dude, that's not bad. And he's not in a
Not
terrible
terrible.
spot. He's
Not
not in a terrible
terrible.
spot right now.
So the other, I did strictly baseball because it was enjoyable. I got Rangers plus 115 over Houston. I've got the Nats plus 110 over the A's. And I've got the Padres plus 165 over the Dodgers. Um,
Ooh.
yeah, plus I got a plus 1096 odds through bet 365. $5 wins me 59.32. Let's go. Now,
There we go.
got a 6 leg UFC parlay.
Ooh, a 6-legger, one more than mine.
Jalen Turner,
Okay, I like it.
uh, uh, Aljamain Sterling,
Like it. Love it.
Bo Nickel,
Eee.
Gaethje,
Okay.
Zhang Weili, and
Okay.
Pereira for a total of plus 698 odds, $10. Give me 114.42.
So what did Bo Nickel get you? Like 5 cents? He got
Probably
you a nickel. He got you Bo Nickel
at
got you
least,
a
at
nickel.
least. I threw that in there for fun. I threw that in
Just
there
to
for
kill
fun.
it. Dude, I hope Cody Brundage fucking knocks his ass out, dude.
Uh, dude, if he does, I'm gonna be so pissed. I'm gonna be so pissed.
I doubt he will, but that's a parlay killer, dude. Never do that. Not in
Well,
fights.
so the only reason why I did was, if you remember correctly, and I don't remember which episode it was, but I went against Bo Nickel on one of your UFC bets, and now this is probably like, this was months ago.
It was probably me saying the same thing. It's a fight. You never know what could happen. But guess
Yeah,
what? Cody Brundage is a vet.
and I went against Bo Nickel, so I'm gonna go with him.
All righty. All righty.
I'm
Good
gonna go
luck.
with
Good
him.
luck, Marcus. Look, if I lose that 5, I'm planning on losing that 5, but when I win, I'm gonna feel like a fucking genius.
Yeah, well, you should because I'm sticking with him, and I'm gonna stick with that 6-leg parlay.
Dude, I'm sorry. In a unless like the motherfucker's going out there and has one leg, like no one should be that much of a favorite, dude. It's a fight, dude. I'm
is.
sorry. No, unless the motherfucker's going out there with one leg.
Yeah.
That's too
No, no,
much.
and
That's too much.
and
Like,
Bo is a heavy favorite, and I hope everything goes his way. Which I mean, it should. He's healthy. He's feeling good. I think it'll be all right. But I still put on my parlay. Fuck it, let's go, Code Red. We here to make money, dude.
Whether it's a nickel or $500, who gives a
Damn
shit?
right, damn right.
Well, good luck, Marcus. I hope they hit.
Appreciate
I hope
you.
my hit more.
And Code Red, I hope yours doesn't hit on that particular fight.
Well, as far as our parlays, we don't have any offsets.
Oh well, that's true.
We do
That's
not.
true.
As far as our parlay, I mean, the only offset is I had the side bet with 5 on Brundage. But other than that, dude, good luck on your parlay.
All right, thank you. You as
Parlays.
well. You as well. I think that's all we have tonight, folks. We will not be back on a Friday night. We'll be back next Friday night. Thank you all for following, and subscribing. Once again, this is Blue Collar Sports Talk, brought to you by 5280 Sports and Lifestyle. And Code Red, thank you for your time, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good time as always.
Hey, and you know what? Even if it wasn't, it's still a better day than it was at the office.
Damn straight.
All right, buddy. Have a good night. Have a better weekend.